I think the internet has a money saving problem. Not because it doesn't give enough advice, but because it gives too much of the wrong advice. Every day, millions of people spend time trying to save 20 or 30 bucks while completely ignoring the decision that quietly made them spend 20,000. And the worst part, most of these tips sound so logical that we never stop to question them. So we decided to take 15 of the most popular money saving tips from the internet and put them into test. So during the test, we asked one simple question. If an average person followed this habit consistently for an entire year, would they actually end up saving more money? We scored every tip based on reality, practicality, sustainability, and long term impact. Some tips performed exactly as they promised. Some tips saved so little that they were hardly worth the effort. And one of the internet's favorite money saving hacks actually had the potential to make people spend more, not less. So by the end of this video, you will exactly know which money saving tips actually help you save money and which of them are not worth your time or efforts. So let us begin. Namaste friends, I'm Rohini and you're watching the knowledge series of fincash.com. We collected 15 of the most common money saving tips that came from finance books, YouTube videos, blogs, and advices that almost everyone might have heard at least once. Some were decades old, some went viral on social media, some came from personal finance experts. And here is what made the list look like. It says stop buying coffee, use cashback apps, buy only during sales, cancel subscription, buy groceries in bulk, turn off unused appliances, walk instead of taking a cab, buy generic brands, cook more meals at home, use reward credit cards, track every expense, wait 24 hours before buying anything online, automate your savings, negotiate your recurring bills, focus on reducing your biggest expenses instead of small ones. Now, simply saving money wasn't enough for a tip to win. So we judged every tip based on these 4 questions. Did it save a meaningful amount of money? Was it practical for an average person? Could someone realistically follow it for years? And finally, was the effort actually worth the reward? Because saving 100 a month by making your life miserable isn't really a good financial strategy. At the end of our experiment, every tip received a score. Some performed exactly as advertised. Some completely failed. And only 4 earned a place on our worth it list. Now let us look at what we really discovered. Most money saving advisors starts with one idea, that is cut small expenses daily. They say that stop buying coffee, switch off every light, unplug your charger, take shorter shower. So the idea is very simple. If you save up little every day, there is high chances that you end up saving a lot by year end. And mathematically, they could be right. But our experiment reveals something very interesting. These habits weren't necessarily bad. They just weren't where the biggest savings came from. So let us start with the most famous money saving advices, that is stop buying coffee. It sounds logic and convincing, right? That is skip 200 coffee every weekday and you could save over 50,000 a year. But here is the catch. That only works if you're actually buying expensive coffee every single day. For many people, that's simply not reality. Some drink homemade coffee, some buy cafe coffee only occasionally. So while the advice can save money for a specific group of people, it's nowhere near the universal solution it's often made out to be. So the verdict is, it is helpful for people who are coffee addicted. That is, they rely to cafes to have their coffee. But it is overrated as a universal advice. So the score here is 5 on 10. The third most common advice we came to know is walk instead of taking a cab. This one produced a mixed result. Yes, replacing short cab rides while walking or taking up public transport can save a meaningful amount over time. But only if it is practical. If it adds an extra hour to your commute every day or affects your productivity, the trade-off may not be worth it. Saving money should improve your life, not make harder to live. So the verdict here is, this hack is great when it's convenient for you, but it should not be hard on you. So the score here is 7 on 10. After testing these 3 tips, there is one pattern that seemed obvious, that they all focused on reducing daily expense. And yes, they do save money, but the impact is often much smaller than what most people would expect. Meanwhile, the biggest expenses in most households comes from housing, transport, food, shopping, and lifestyle upgrades. This seemed to remain completely untouched. It felt like we're trying to empty a swimming pool with a spoon while ignoring the pipes that's still filling it. That made us wonder that what if the best saving tips isn't about spending less every day? Rather, it's about making better decisions. So now let us test the next group of tips. The next set of most popular money saving tips that we undertook are: wait 24 hours before buying, shop only with a list, buy only during sale, use cashback offer. At first they all sounded sensible, but the results were very different. So in our test 4, we took one of the oldest shopping advices, that is buy only during sales. Never buy at full price sounds good on papers. If a 5,000 product is available for 3.5 during a sale, you have actually saved 1.5. But the question is, have you really saved? Because the real question isn't was it cheaper? It is, would you have bought it if there was no sale at all? Think about the last big online sale. How many things in your cart were genuine needs, and how many were there because the discount looked too good to ignore? That's the trap. The discount doesn't create savings. It creates temptation. The biggest saving comes from not buying unnecessary things at all. So the verdict here is, it's great advice for planned purchases, but it is dangerous for impulse purchases. So on our scoreboard, it is 6.5 on 10. So the next test we took is use cashback apps. Cashback feels like a free money. Spend 2000, get 200 back. It feels like you have won. But behavioral economists have studied this for years. When people believe they are getting a reward, they are too often willing to spend more than they originally planned. The cashback becomes the justification. You feel that you're getting back money anyway. And that's exactly how most shopping apps are designed. The cashback isn't always there to save your money. Sometimes it is there to make you spend. If you were already going to buy the product, cashback is just a bonus. If cashback convinced you to buy something you didn't need, it wasn't a saving. So the verdict here is, cashback is good on purchases which you were already going to make. So on the scoreboard, this is 6 on 10. The test number 6, the 24-hour rule. This one really surprised us. And the rule is incredibly simple. If there is no emergency, do not buy it immediately. Wait for 24 hours. That's it. And why does it work? It works because most purchases are not logical. They are emotional. We buy because we are excited or too stressed or maybe too bored, or maybe because we saw someone else buy it. But emotions fade much faster than we think. After a day, many purchases stop feeling urgent. And if you still genuinely want it after waiting, you'll probably make a more thoughtful decision. This wasn't just one of the easiest habits to follow. It was also one of the most effective ones. So the verdict here is, it is one of the most strongest habits we have tested. So on scoreboard, it is 9.5 on 10. The second big discovery is, money rarely disappears because of one expensive purchase. It disappears through dozens of emotional decisions that felt harmless in that moment. And once we realized that, the next set of tips became even more interesting because they weren't about spending less. They were about building a system that made good financial decisions almost automatic. That's where we found 2 of the highest scoring habits in the entire experiment. By now, one thing had become very obvious. Most money-saving advices focus on spending less, but the biggest improvement came from something completely different. It came from building systems, because at some point of time, willpower fades, but systems do not. Our 7th test was, track every rupee you spend. This tip sounded boring, and we almost skipped it. After all, how can writing down your expenses save money? The answer is, it does not. At least not directly. What it does is show you where your money is actually going. Most people can tell you their monthly salary, Very few can tell you how much they spent on food delivery last month, or online shopping, or weekend outings. We tend to remember big purchases, but it is the repeated small expenses that quietly add up. And once you start tracking them, something interesting happens. You naturally begin questioning them. Did I really need this? Why did I order food 4 times this week? Awareness changes behavior, and behavior changes spending. So on our verdict, this is extremely effective. So we scored 9 on 10. The 8th test we did on was automate your savings. This one habit was recommended by most of the financial advisors. The moment your salary arrives, move a fixed amount into savings or investment automatically. At first, it didn't seem like a money saving tip at all. But over time, it turned out to be one of the most powerful tips. Because most people save whatever is left at the end of the month. The problem is there is actually very little left. Automation flips the equation. Instead of saving what's left after spending, you spend what's left after saving. It's a small change in sequence, but it's a huge change in results. So the verdict is it's one of the best tips that we have tested. So on our scoreboard, this is 10 on 10. The tip number 9 that we tested was on focus on your biggest expense. This actually outperformed the most money saving tips we tested. Think about your monthly budget. Where does most of your money actually go? For most people, it is housing, transportation, food, insurance, education, and increasingly lifestyle. And here is what we noticed. Many people spend months trying to save 20 rupees on a cup of coffee while upgrading to a bigger car they don't really need. They compare prices before buying groceries, but they think very little before increasing their monthly EMI. They chase cashback offers, but carry a credit card balance that charges 30 to 45% annual returns. They celebrate a salary hike and immediately upgrade their phone, move to a more expensive house, or increase their monthly spending. This is called lifestyle inflation. As your income grows, your expense quietly grows. And because those decisions become part of your monthly routine, they have a much bigger impact than any small savings hack could ever. The numbers simply do not compare. One smart decision about your rent, your vehicle, your credit card habits, or your lifestyle can save more money than an entire year of skipping coffee or hunting for discount. That is why this habit scored the highest in our experiment. It didn't ask you to obsess over every small purchases. It asked you to focus on decisions that move the needle the most. So, on our scoreboard, we give this 10 on 10 because it is the most impactful money saving tip we tested. When we started this experiment, we thought that we would find the best money saving hacks, but instead we discovered something very important. People who build wealth do not rely on clever tricks. They simply build a system. They track where their money is going. They focus on decisions that have the larger impact. One quick note that we would like to highlight before revealing a final scoreboard or rankings that we tested around 14 money saving tips, and in this video we discussed in detail about 9 tips because many of them led to similar conclusion. Tips like buying generic brands, cancelling a new subscription, buying in bulk, using credit cards wisely, and negotiating bill can absolutely help, but their impact wasn't strong enough to make to our final top 4. So here is the final scoreboard. The goal was never to save every rupee. The goal was to make better financial decisions, because right decision can save a large amount of money than hundreds of tiny sacrifices ever. So it is your money. Use it and invest it wisely.